When life gets hard, when the pressure is on, what are you actually standing on? That's the question underneath all of it. Me and a good acquaintance started our independent agencies about the same time. In fact, I knew him back when we were captive agents with a big company. And then in fact, he was such a good friend that I've even been to his house, had a couple drinks with him in the past. Great wife, wonderful kids. I was always kind of like envious. I'm like, hey, here's a guy on my level. He seems to be raising the kids right. We're going to the same schools. We're going to the semi-same functions. But there was always something I couldn't figure out because I'd visit him at his office sometimes, and he would have one other employee, but yet his lifestyle was way better than mine. I mean, he had a nicer house, had a second home in the mountains, belonged to the private country club. And all I could think of is that he must have just inherited a bunch of money because there's no way. I mean, I got 15 people working for me and he has one. And then one day I got a call from him. He's like, hey, Ed, I'm thinking about getting out of the P&C part of this insurance and just doing commercial. Would you like to buy my book? And I'm like, well, yeah, I'd be interested. Send me over the info and I'll look at it. So then my mind went to, well, he's just probably really strong in commercial and has big companies. Well, good for him. But I never received the information to buy the book. So about a week later, I thought I'd give him a call. But on that same day, I started getting a little scuttlebutt that he's in deep water. Well, it turns out this poor guy the whole time was just keeping the money from all the commissions and not turning it into the company. So then everything made sense. And then in a matter of just a few months, the poor guy's family's broken up. They had to sell their house. He's spending years in jail. I mean, it's just sad. It really is sad. He didn't stick just to basics of what Proverbs is trying to teach us this day. So if you're one of them, pay attention because the Bible doesn't lie. It says, riches do not profit in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. Kind of like what I just talked about, huh? Okay, Solomon gets to one of the most people find uncomfortable. Riches do not profit in the day of wrath. Not that riches do not profit, period. No, but they do not profit in the day of wrath. What he is saying is that money has its limits, and the limits become painfully obvious in certain moments. The man who builds his entire life around accumulation discovers at the end that he can't take any of it with him.